Hey everyone, it's Dr. Hodges. I'm going out for my morning walk, and today I want to talk about digging in. So apparently on August 15th, it is National Relaxation Day. However, before you can relax, you gotta work. And you know, today is par and parcel just for that for me. I woke up, I had absolutely zero desire to go for a walk. But here I am, out walking, making a video. And you know, and it's interesting. I talked to my husband about getting motivated. And it's so interesting. I feel like sometimes we all do a lot of investigation. We make a plan. We do a lot of research. When I say we, I really mean me, but I think a lot of people do this. You know, you see a goal, you want to try to attain it, regardless of what that is. Clearly for most of my patients, including myself, it's about, you know, losing weight, getting a healthier lifestyle. So you do all this research and you go online and you read all the blogs and then you make a plan and then you look at your calendar and then sometimes you download some apps, 2 or 3. But then pulling the trigger, that's another thing, because sometimes, you know, you're like, okay, I'm going to be getting up every morning and I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And then whenever the start date comes, something happens the night before and you're like, oh, I can't get up. Okay, I'm going to start this fantastic plan tomorrow. And yet tomorrow never comes. You know, I really think that probably one of the most difficult parts of any journey is actually just pulling the trigger. And I think there's a couple of things that you can do to kind of let yourself off the hook, and it's actually kind of served me well, because it really just starts with getting in there. I think number one, you're probably not going to know everything you need to know when you start your journey, and that's okay. Part of this journey, and it's just that, there's not really a finish line, is you got to know that there's going to be some bumps along the way. You're going to have successes, you're going to have failures. And the key is to knowing that you can learn from your failures. You've got to be open to that. And then, if you can, try not to continue to make the same mistake. I kind of feel like fate, or whatever you want to call it, seems to continue to give you the same lesson until you learn it. So try to learn it as quickly as you can. So lesson number one, I would say you don't have to know everything. Number two, you need to know that, as I previously stated, it's probably not going to be perfect whenever you first start. It is going to take a very long time to perfect or to get good. You know, I think it's interesting, like late at night, whenever I'm scrolling through my Google feed, I'll start to see, oh, you can make all this passive income. All you got to do is some real estate, or oh, do this side hustle, or oh, do your makeup this way, or you name it. And what you need to know is that every one of those people started probably not really knowing half of what they needed to know. They probably didn't have all the resources that they needed. All of that takes time. So you really need to give yourself a break, knowing that it is not going to be perfect when you get started either. Guess what? That's okay too. And I think the third and final thing is just sometimes you just gotta dig in and do the work that you just do not feel like doing. You know, right now, my mom, who's in her early 70s, and my grandmother, who is in her early 90s, they were both in different apartments, and they just opted to move because, like everybody else, their rent was increasing at an astronomical rate. So my grandmother, she ended up downsizing, and my mom was making kind of a lateral move. Just now, she's not paying like $300 more a month. And actually the place is updated. It's actually a really cute little apartment. So get off work. My brother took off work yesterday to help my mom and my grandmother. He was helping with them over the weekend. And then he and I kind of tagged out. And so got off work, and I spent last evening just digging in and getting my grandma unpacked. My mom is taking this whole week off so that she can work on then getting her place like all up to snuff, unpacked, and you know, kind of doing her nesting thing. But you know what? I had this much desire last night to unpack, but I couldn't let my elderly mama